Hello guys and welcome back. In this module, we'll be learning and expanding our knowledge on text in Adobe Illustrator. Okay, so I'm going to start by creating a new document. So I'm going to choose this common template. Okay, and then I'll just adjust my composition size or rather my artboard size. And then we're going to start with the text now. Now, in order to create a text in Adobe Illustrator, we need the text tool. Okay, and this is the text tool. I'm sure you know about the text tool. Okay, so this is the text tool. We have two types of text in Adobe Illustrator. We have the point text and we have the area text. Okay, so if you click on the text tool and just come and click on your artboard, for example, and then start typing. Okay, we see that this dummy text has been written for us. So let's assume this is just what we've written and maybe we just come and scale it. Okay, let's assume this is what we've written. Okay, just by clicking on the type tool and then clicking on our artboard. Now this type of text we just created is called a point text, and the characteristics of this point text is that you can just click and just start typing, right? And just keeps going and going and going and going and going and going, and maybe you can then go to the next line by hitting enter and then continue typing. Okay, so you can just keep typing till infinity with this type of text. Okay, and then there is the other text which is called the area text. Okay, now this one gives us a container in which the text will be written. Okay, and then let's just say we click on the text tool now and then just come and click and hold and drag and release. Now we see that our box is filled with text, and this is what we now call an area text. Okay, all of them have their characteristics and we're going to just look at some of them right now. Now for this guy, we can see that if I click on the edge like this and then hold down shift, for example, and then drag, we can see that I'm scaling the text up and down. Okay, I'm scaling the text and I'm scaling actually the text size. Okay, that's the font size. And as I do that, when you come to your properties panel, you see here where it says character, you see that the values here keep changing because that's the values for the font size. Okay, now for this area text, let's try doing the same and see. Now as you can see, we cannot scale our text and the font size is still the same. Okay, we cannot scale our text like this. We can only scale our text by actually clicking, okay, and increasing the font size like this. Now why is that? That's because this type of text doesn't allow us scale like this. When we just kind of scale our container, we are either making more room for the text or making less room for the text. Okay, now when I scale it down, we'll see this red icon here, okay, at the edge here. It means there isn't enough room for the text that should have been in place. Okay, it means there isn't enough room for the text and we should kind of expand it to have more room. Now as I expand it, you can see that the red icon now disappears. So let's assume we have it like this, and we have another one. Let's assume we duplicate this guy here and we want a continuation from this guy to this guy. What we need to do is to just click on this red icon and you see that our mouse cursor now has this new look. Right now we can just come here and click and we can then see that it continues from here to here, and this is very handy. This feature is very handy when designing stuff like magazines and newspapers. Okay, because you need sometimes to continue your writing or your text from one paragraph to another. Okay, now this is what you can do to continue that. So you can see that as I reduce the size here, or let's say rather as I reduce the size here, it keeps filling up the space here. Okay, it keeps filling up the space here, so that means the two of them are connected. So that's one of the features you get with the area tool, and it's possible to kind of change our area text to our point text and our point text to our area text. All you need to do is double click this and we've changed this point text to an area text. Now as you can see, as I increase the size, it's no longer increasing, right? And so also with this guy, all you need to do is double click this guy here and you're going to change it from an area text to a point text. Now you can see I am able to now increase the size. Okay, so that's the two types of text and also their differences and features. I'm just going to create one area, one point text, and just scale it up so as to show you more about the features of text in Adobe Illustrator. Now, selecting the guy, I'm going to go to Windows and then click on and then go to type and then character. Now the type window here, okay, the type panel here, the type panels here are what are responsible for controlling all the features we get with the type function in Adobe Illustrator. So now after clicking, we can see that this panel now pops up. Right now this is the type panel, and in this panel we have many features which will enable us edit our text. Now when I come here, you see that we have hide options, and it has reduced the options that are available. When I come here and enable show options, we see all the options available. Now we have many other options which we can either enable or disable. We have this guy which is the touch type tool, and we see it disappears here. Now the touch type tool is another type of text tool which can be found here, and we're going to kind of look at everything in this video because this is more of a roundup of the text feature in Adobe Illustrator. So if I select the guy here, we can see that we can reduce the size here and increase the size. And let's assume we have, let's say we have two paragraphs or multiple lines rather. So I'm going to copy this guy, go down and paste, go down and paste. Okay, so let's see, this is what we have. We have 3 lines of text. This one enables us to kind of increase and reduce the spaces between them. Okay, and we have many other options here, like this guy reduces and increases the spaces in between them. Okay, we have this guy which increases the kind of stretchiness of the text, as you can see here. And we have many other features. Let me just try this one out, and we can see the changes that have been made. I don't really use this guy. And we have this other one which increases how stretched or how squashed this text are. Okay, it's basically the opposite of this one. And we have this guy here which let's see, we have this like this, and we can see that we are able to kind of move our text up or down the line. Okay, and 0, we just keep it at the middle. And we have this one for rotating our characters like this. Perfect. And basically these are basic stuff, right? So I don't want to spend too much time here. We have these other ones which will make our text all caps. This one will make it kind of reduced in size. And then we have this other one which will turn it to a kind of raised to the power of, okay, just like using 10 raised to the power of 2. Okay, so that's what it can do here, as you can see. So they call it superscript, right? And then we have this guy which is subscript, okay, which will come below, and it's basically the opposite. We have this guy which will underline our text, and this guy which will strike through our text. And basically these are the most important features. You can choose language here, and we have other features here which might not be really interesting for now. Now we have here which we can change our text font, right? And then we are now able to choose our text. We could choose Montserrat, we could choose this guy, okay, and we could even make them favorites, right? We could come to our favorites here, and then we can see that we already have some favorites, and we could remove them from favorites like this, okay, by just unchecking the star. And as you can see, we now have no favorites, and we can basically add this guy as a favorite by just clicking here, okay. So these are some of the things we can do. Now when we go to our favorites, we see them here, and we have filters where we can filter the fonts based on the classifications and based on the properties. And we can see this guy, we are kind of filtering it based on the classification of sans serifs, okay, so it's going to show only sans serifs kind of fonts. And we have this one which will show the serifs, and we have this other one which will show the slab serifs, the script fonts, okay, like these guys here, okay. And we have these other ones which will show the black letter Gothic script. We have these other ones which will show the mono spaced uh, kind of fonts, and we have these other ones which show the handwritten fonts. These other ones which show the decorative fonts, right? Now these are the classifications of fonts, and we use these filters to kind of filter our font. And we have the properties here. We have the lightweight, we have the regular fonts, regular width fonts, we have the heavyweight fonts. Okay, basically you can use all of this to kind of filter your fonts. Okay, we need to remove the filters, and now we see that this one will show the fonts that we have added most recently. Okay, and basically these are the features of the text panel here. Okay, and what haven't we looked at? Let's look at some of this. You can see that we can enable some of these features all from here. So disable them, and for here we can choose the type, okay, or the classification of that particular font, whether we want it regular or italic or bold, all depending on what the font provides. Okay, all depending on what the font provides. Some fonts will provide just the regular, some fonts will provide different other options. Okay, and we have the paragraph here which will enable us, let's see, we have an area text. Okay, font is quite small. Let's see, we have the font at 18. Just delete this guy. Let me just delete this guy here. We have this guy like this. Okay, so okay, let me adjust this one like this. Yeah, so guys, this one will give us it our text aligned to the left. This will centralize it. This will align to the right. This will kind of align to the left while justifying, or it will justify with last line aligned to the left, right? And then this one will do it to the middle and to the right, and this one will kind of fill all lines. Okay, now all of these are kind of just basic stuff in Adobe Illustrator. Okay, and we're going to keep going gradually to the more advanced stuff. So guys, there are a few shortcuts which I want to share to you. Just two shortcuts. Let's assume we have our text like this, and yeah, we have a size like this. I want us to check two shortcuts. One will help us increase the size of our text immediately, and the other will help us reduce the size. So to increase the size, we just have to hold down Control Shift and period. Okay, full stop. Okay, so just hold on Control and Shift and then period, and you're going to increase your font size. And when you hold down the same Control Shift and comma, you're going to reduce the size of your fonts. Okay, increase and reduce. Increase will have to do with the period or the full stop, and then for reduction it will have to do with the comma. So the next thing we'll be looking at is character styles. Okay, so just come to Windows and come to Type and come to character styles. Okay, so what are character styles? Character styles are basically character styles. Okay, let's assume we are working on a design, okay, a text-based design with a lot of text. Okay, and we have, let's see, let me just do something quickly here. Let's see, we have paragraph. Okay, I'm just deleting this guy here. Okay, so let's see, we have this guy. Okay, so let's see, we have this guy, and then we have this guy, and we have this guy, this other guy, and this other guy. So this is meant to be a text-based design, and these paragraphs have their own style. Okay, let's say they have the same style, they have the same font size. What I mean by style is the same font size, is the same color, the same settings basically. Okay, and we now have headings. Let's say we have headings. Let's say we have numbers, for example. First of all, let's say we have 1. Okay, we have this number, this one is blue, and we have 2, and we have 3 and 4. Okay, just okay, and the shortcut for this guy is T, right? So when you hit T, you just go to the text tool. So we have 1, 2, 3 and 4. 3 and 4. So let's assume for one we even have we have, let's see, design, and let's now see we have, sorry, for 2 we have Illustrator. Let's see for 3, let's assume we even have this guy in a different font. Okay, and let's assume we just have all of them, like these may be in different fonts. Okay, what character styles do is they help us set a style for particular parts of our type-based designs. Okay, for example, let's assume we want all our headings to look like this. We can come here while selecting the main guy we want, maybe even doing all our changes like this. We can come here and just come to our character styles and then click on here, create new style. Okay, and then it's going to create a new style. Now this is our new style. Okay, so if we have this guy now and then give it our new style, okay, it's going to automatically take the settings of this guy. So it means everywhere we have a heading, we can just simply create our headings and then just apply the style to our heading. In fact, we can now even create our headings while in this style. Okay, so we can basically choose our styles before we even create stuff. So let's assume we want to work on this style, we can just click on this style, okay, and then just start creating. So anywhere we create our stuff, it's going to be in this style. Anything we create is going to be in this style. Okay, you get the point. Anything we create is going to be in this style. Okay, so one thing you have to understand is that Adobe Illustrator comes with a default style. So that's why every time you, let's say, start to create a new project, let me just delete this style here. So select the style and delete. Yeah, so that's why anytime you come and start, let's say, typing in Adobe Illustrator, or typing in Adobe Illustrator, you always start with a particular uh, font. You always start with a particular font style and font size. Even if we close, okay, let's assume, guys, that we close this guy now. Let's close it, okay, and then start a new project. Let's just start a new project, and then come and take the text tool and then start to create something. Let's start to create something. Now you can see that you have started with 12 font size, regular, and myriad pro, right? Now these are the default. This is the default style. Now you can see it here. It has the default style. It's called normal character style. Okay, now this is the default style, and always it's going to start with this. So for those that will be asking the question, like, how can we change the font style we want to start with? Okay, we want to start designing with, let's assume we have a particular font style we want, or a particular color of font we want. We don't want this black, okay? And we want some particular settings which we always want to start with, okay? And then every time we start, we just get this one which we don't like. So how do we change that? Okay, we can change that by changing the settings for our style. Okay, so it's possible to change the settings for our style. Okay, so that's the way you can change your default font style. So let's assume you just come here and double click again. Now come to this place, and then from basic character format you can now change your font style, right, for the normal default style. So let's assume we want to start with Montserrat. Okay, sorry, I'm typing it. I will just need to kind of go through all of them and kind of pinpoint the font. So I'm looking for M. So this is the guy we want to always start with, and we want to always start with medium. Okay, and for font type, we want to always for font size, we want to always start with 14, and we want to always start with underlined fonts. Okay, and basically for now this is what we want for this place. Now come to advanced character format and see other settings. Now we can of course increase the horizontal scale and vertical scale and other settings, which we of course have here, right? Have in our character panel. You can increase them here, or you can edit them here. So I'm just going to leave this as 100, and we have character color, and as you can see, apparently it's at black. And we can choose from swatches here. Okay, so if the default color which you want is not here, you have to create it as a swatch. You have to add it to your swatches, and it's going to appear here. So you just choose the color. Okay, and there are other features here which you can edit if you want, and I'll just click OK. So now guys, this is now our new character style. So it means, and every time we kind of come to create a new text, it's going to appear in our style. Okay, so let's try creating a new document and see if our style will take place, right, or take effect. So when I come and select my text tool and then start to click, we can see that it's not saved here, it's only saved in this document. So what we need to do is we always need to kind of edit our style based on the document, okay, based on our document. And we can save our styles in library here. That's in Adobe Libraries if you have an Adobe subscription. Okay, so that's how to save our styles. So in order to use the styles we want, we will have to kind of recreate them, okay, every time we open a new document, or we import the ones we've created which are currently saved in our libraries. Okay, let's assume we save them in our libraries, we can import them into our new documents, and then they will take effect. Okay, so that's how we kind of save our styles. So that's it about styles. Okay, and the next thing I want us to just look at now is the other types of text tools. Now we have many other types of text tools. Okay, we have, for example, if you come on right click, click and hold here, we have this area type tool, which will enable us type in an area, right? So let's assume we have a shape like this. We have it as red. With this tool, we can come and click, and we are now able to type in this area. Okay, so it's just kind of going to create an area type tool with the area we have created. Okay, so even if we have, let's say, a shape like this, it's going to create this area type tool with this shape, okay, with this custom shape. So it doesn't always have to be a square. Okay, it's going to create it with any shape we give it. Okay, so that's it about this guy. And this guy is kind of a type on the path tool, which will enable us type on a path. Okay, so let's just give this guy a stroke, and now select our tool and click. You can see that we have now typed on this path. And with this guy, you can come and click here. Sorry, you can come to this line and kind of trim our line like this. Okay, sorry. Okay, we can trim it, and we can even move it. Sorry, mistake. Now we can move it. Okay, we can move it along the path like this. So you have to come to the middle to this line, and you can move it along the path by moving to the left or to the right. And if you drag it down, you can see that you have changed the alignment of the type on the path. So that's it for this one. I'm just going to be fast here, guys, because this is close to basic stuff, and we even covered this in the fundamental course. Okay, so if you're coming from there, this is just more of a repetition from what you've learned. And we have this other guy, which is basically the opposite of this one. This is an horizontal type tool, while this is a vertical type tool. So if I click, we're able to type vertically, while the other one we are able to type horizontally. Okay, so we can still create an area type with this guy, okay, but it's going to of course be in the horizontal alignment, not vertically. Okay, it's going to be created horizontally, not vertically. While we have this other guy, which is the vertical area type tool, similar to this guy but in the vertical sense, while this guy is the vertical type on the path tool, similar to this guy but of course on the vertical axis. And we have this other one, which is the touch type tool, and I was talking about this touch type tool the other time, and I said it can be activated here. Just come here and touch type tool, and you're going to see it here. Okay, so you can activate it here, and you can access it here also. So if we have our text this, we can just come and click our touch type tool here, and when we click on a text, it's going to create this box around our text, and we can now scale that particular character. We can do other stuff to that particular character. We can rotate it, move it, okay, move it up, move it down. We can just scale it freely. Okay, so that's what this tool does. You can explore on your own to see what you come up with. Okay, I'm going to just do some more manipulations for our character here, our characters here. Okay, and maybe for this guy, take it up. This guy will take it down and scale it up, rotate. Okay, so you can see what we've now come up with just by using our touch type tool. So basically that's it for a roundup of our text feature in Adobe Illustrator, even though we still haven't looked at one other thing. Very simple stuff. This is just the menu here, the type menu here, which can be used to control our type, some features of our type here. Okay, now if we have this and go to our type menu, we can see that we can find fonts under font. Okay, we can look at recent fonts under recent fonts. Okay, sorry, my computer has a lot of fonts, so it's dragging. Now I was here and we have fonts. Okay, we can see the fonts we have. We have recent fonts, that's the recent ones we've used. We have the sizes. Okay, we have these other ones. We have convert to type tool, so you can actually convert a type tool to an area tool and an area tool to a type tool using these options. Okay, so area type options, let's see, and these options will control your area type. Okay, so you can control the width, the height, the rows and columns and whatever. Just explore these settings for yourself. Okay, and we have the change case, okay, which will help us change the casing of our type. Now we can change it to the uppercase. You can see it's now uppercase. We have the lowercase, we have the title case, okay, which will just capitalize every first word, and then we have the sentence case, which capitalize only the first word. So these are the casing. We have smart punctuations, which will help us when we are dealing with kind of being grammatically correct, right? We have this guy which helps us create outlines. It's just basically destroying our text, just like expanding here. Okay, and we have optical margin alignment. We have insert special characters, okay, where we can insert special characters. We can even find characters, okay, and replace them. Insert break character, fill with placeholder text. We can fill with placeholder text. Presently this is a placeholder text, so there's no point filling this with a placeholder text. We have type orientation, we have horizontal, we have vertical. Okay, and there are some features which should only be available for types on a path. So just create a path here, and I'm just going to click our path to give it a type. And as you can see, I didn't really choose the type on the path tool. I just choose the normal text tool. Okay, and then we created this on the path. So it's possible to create text on the path with just the normal. So just click on the path and you're going to have the text there. So if you come to type and go to let's see, where are you? Yeah, type on the path options. Okay, so this type on the path, and just come here where you say type on the path options. You will see that the present effect is rainbow. So let's just on preview. So the present effect is rainbow. We can flip it, we can leave it at normal, and we have other effects like skew. You can just see the effect applied. We have 3D rainbow, you can see the effects applied. We have stair step, we have gravity, okay, we have align to base, which is ascender. There is one which is called ascender, and then there is this other guy which is called descender, which will align it to the top of the path, okay, or the bottom of the path rather. And then we have the center, which will align it to the center of the path. We have the baseline, which will align it on the path, and we have the spacing, which there are different spacing options or spacing values, okay. We, of course, we can flip and we can make more. So basically that's just it for this video. We've been able to specifically round up our refresh on the type tool in Adobe Illustrator. So I'll see you in the next one, where we'll then be looking at some more advanced stuff all here in Adobe Illustrator. So see you in the next one. Bye.